Once, she had everything: a father's love, a life full of warmth. But one twist of fate was all it took to turn her world to shadows. This is a story of compassion, but also of jealousy and redemption. A test of kindness, jealousy, and forgiveness. Join us on Amara's journey.
In the quiet town of Lakira, Amara was known for her warmth, laughter, and unique beauty. She was a curvy woman with rich, dark skin that glowed and eyes that sparkled with kindness. Her friends adored her vibrant personality and natural confidence. She wasn't thin by any societal standard, but she was proud of her body and felt comfortable in her own skin. Amara loved dressing in bold, colorful clothes that showed off her curves, embracing herself fully. When she met Sefu at a wedding, she thought he admired her exactly as she was. "You're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen," he told her that first night. The way he looked at her, she felt like the only woman in the world. They spent hours dancing and sharing dreams, and Amara believed she'd found someone who saw her true worth. For the first time, she felt deeply valued and accepted. But as their relationship deepened, Sefu's attitude began to change. Though he had initially showered her with affection, he started making subtle comments about her appearance. One evening, while they were out with friends, they ran into his ex-girlfriend, Zara, a tall, slim woman who fit society's beauty ideals with her lean figure and polished look. Zara gave Amara a dismissive once-over and sneered, "You left me for this?" The word stung, but what hurt Amara even more was Sefu's silence. He didn't defend her. Instead, he looked down, awkwardly avoiding her gaze, as if he was embarrassed by her. After that night, Sefu's criticism of Amara's appearance grew more frequent. It started with seemingly harmless suggestions. "Zara used to wake up at dawn to exercise. Maybe you could try that, too." Amara brushed off these comments at first, but they became sharper over time. "You eat too late at night," he'd say, comparing her again to Zara. "That's why you're not as fit as she is." It wasn't long before his remarks became downright hurtful. "If you want to marry me, you need to look the part," he'd say, pointing out how her curvy figure didn't align with his ideal image of a partner. Then came the day Sefu handed her a tiny, elegant dress, much too small for Amara's frame. She looked at it, her heart sinking. "You have 6 months to fit into this," he told her coldly. "If you don't, maybe we're not meant to be together." The man who once made her feel like the most beautiful woman now wanted to reshape her into his ideal. Amara felt trapped between her love for Sefu and the shame he made her feel about her own body. She could hardly look in the mirror anymore without feeling like a failure. Desperate to meet Sefu's expectations, Amara pushed herself to extremes. Every morning, she forced herself out of bed at dawn, jogging through the streets while replaying his cutting remarks in her mind. She stopped eating the food she loved, guilt washing over her any time she felt hunger. She skipped meals and pushed her body to its limits, hoping he'd finally look at her with pride. But each day, she felt herself slipping further away from the vibrant, confident woman she once was. One evening, after a particularly exhausting day, she stopped by her favorite restaurant to pick up a small meal. She hadn't eaten all day and was famished. Just as she was about to take her first bite, Sefu walked in and saw her. His eyes filled with disappointment as he sneered, "Is food all you think about?" Zara would never eat this late. Amara felt the sting of his words, and her appetite vanished. She left the restaurant, filled with shame and guilt, wondering if she'd ever be enough for him. Desperate, Amara decided to seek medical help. She booked an appointment with Dr. Amani, a renowned doctor in Lakira, known for his compassion and skill with weight management procedures. Sitting in his office, Amara found herself close to tears as she explained her struggle. "I need to lose weight," she said, her voice trembling. "I've tried everything, but it's not working fast enough. I'm afraid of losing the man I love." Dr. Amani listened patiently, then showed her a picture of himself from years ago, a large, unrecognizable figure. "I understand the pain of feeling less than enough because of weight," he said gently. "But changing yourself for someone else will only lead you further away from who you really are. Do you truly believe this man will love you if you change your body?" Amara couldn't answer. That night, Dr. Amani's words echoed in her mind, and she finally began to realize that true love wouldn't demand such sacrifices. She met Sefu one last time, determined to stand up for herself. She told him how much his constant comparisons hurt her and how she needed to feel loved for who she was. But Sefu simply brushed her off, saying she was being dramatic. "I'm only trying to help you become the best version of yourself," he replied coldly. That night, Amara saw the truth. She realized her worth was not tied to anyone else's validation. With Dr. Amani's support, she embarked on a journey to rediscover herself, shedding not just pounds, but the self-doubt that Sefu's words had planted in her. She began exercising, not out of shame but out of joy, and found peace in her own reflection once again. Months turned into years, and Amara transformed from within, embracing her curvy, beautiful self with newfound pride. Her friendship with Dr. Amani blossomed into love, a love that cherished her for who she was, just as she was. Years later, they were out for dinner when they unexpectedly encountered Sefu and Zara. Sefu barely recognized Amara. The confident, radiant woman before him seemed worlds away from the woman he had once tried to change. As Sefu attempted to make small talk, Amara simply smiled, her heart at peace. She walked out of that restaurant with Dr. Amani by her side, knowing that she had found true love, both within herself and with a partner who valued her unconditionally.
Thank you for joining Jum's journey and experiencing the power of acceptance and resilience with us. If you found her story inspiring, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Stay tuned for more captivating tales ahead. Until next time, farewell.